made it to day 10. Hello everyone. Thanks for joining me on this Advent Mini Quilt series. Let's see what we have in store on day number 10. Oh my goodness. An even smaller, a 2-inch equilateral triangle. So these are such cute little templates, and we're going to make a really fun two-tone block, but it actually has 3 fabrics. So I can't wait to dive into this and make another fun diamond block. Today, with my tiny little equilateral triangle that I need to get this paper backing off. Sometimes these triangles are hard to get started, but if you just peel that off, and I like to leave that border so that I can really see what I'm fussy cutting. We are making a 2-tone block, so I need to grab the bigger triangle, and I'm going to start incorporating my blue into these last few blocks. But first, I need 3 of the red, so I can leave it as a double layer there. And I'm trying to get most of a snowflake in there, which I can do just like that. And there I have 2. And now I have just this much of this fabric remaining, and I can get my 3rd snowflake cut out of that fabric. Now we need 6 snowflakes to pair up with those to make half of our diamond shape. So I am going to use this bright green, and again, it's swirly fabric. The motif is pretty small, so I can get that cut really easily. So there's 2. And if I line that right up on the edge, I know I've said before that I don't like doing that, but I can, for the sake of time today. There's 4, and then 2 more we can do right here. Just be careful if you're aligning with a cut edge that you are right on that line and making accurate cuts there with your template. So I have the small triangle piece, and then I had to go back and find my larger equilateral triangle so that I can get the other half out of my bird fabric. So I only need 1 layer, and we'll get a bunch of them centered like that. Well, just like that. And then we have our birds, and we'll put our other fabrics in that block. Again, I want to lay out my block before I start sewing so that I know which direction everything is going to go. So those 3. Nope. We have and this is one of those times when seam allowances really play tricks with your mind, because this half of the block looks so much bigger than what we're sewing it to. But we're just going to take it row by row and sew our triangles together. The triangles just sew straight seams. You don't have to overhang anything. Nope, I am off by my 1/4 inch because I tried to line that up and I needed to scoot it over. So we will grab the seam ripper. I could tell when I was coming in and I ended where the seam line was, it needs to end a 1/4 inch over because we had that seam allowance from the previous sewing line. Live and learn. Don't be afraid to use the seam ripper. Okay, so I need, yes, there was a 1/4 inch seam allowance there, and then that will hang over that edge. So if you're looking at the back of your previously sewn unit, that seam needs to be inside of your piece. Much better. Okay, now I can that gives you the second row. I'll add my top triangle, and again I'm going to have dog ears on either side because that matching triangle has already been sewn. Connect with our upper section. And again, this is a place where I want to use my pin to tell me exactly where to match up my fabric. So I've poked a pin through the very tip of that triangle, and I'm going to aim that at the very tip of the triangle on my other fabrics, and then I can line up the edges and put additional pins in to hold that row together. And I know I am aiming right at that intersection. Now there's a lot of bulk on this seam, so I'm gonna sew really slow to make sure I got right over that point. Ta-da! Pretty darn good. Great job. Okay, and then one final seam now to sew my block together. And there is block 10. Are you looking for more holiday crafts with fabric scraps? Check out this video next. I'll see you back here tomorrow for the next block in our Advent Mini Quilt. See you soon.